Hey everybody, this is John Franklin Reviewer, and I'm back with a review, actually a movie review, and it's a movie called Cobra. This is the first time I've seen this movie. This movie is actually about a character named Cobra, who's a cop, and his partner, that I can't remember his name, have to protect a witness from the villains here. So, what is it that I actually liked about this movie here? Well, let's start off with Sylvester Stallone. He's good as always. Plays a character named Cobra. Always fun to watch, no matter what. The female witness is really good. Almost everybody does a pretty good job as acting. I do want to talk about the villain, though. The villain in this movie is a villain that you don't see much anymore. And even back in the 80s and even 90s, you probably didn't see too many of these kind of villains. But scary as fuck, ugly as fuck. Not saying anything bad with the actor, but just the character on that one. How much he is not one of these villains behind the desk, have my henchmen or henchwomen go after these heroes, they all die till at the very end where he has to stand up for himself. This guy is out there wanting to fucking kill anybody. The thing that I really liked about this villain was the scene where you got your witness to the hospital. Cobra and his partner are talking to her and all of this. Well, they actually end up leaving. Well, one actually leaves, the other one gets tricked to leave the hospital. Your main villain comes in. He actually dresses up like a janitor, has his hair slicked back, thick glasses and all of that, and he goes in sneaky as hell. He was slick, he was smart. I liked him for who he was, and he was fucking deadly when he needed to be. So I like that kind of thing. Of this being an action movie, the action is really good. A couple good fist fights, there's a car chase. Even though this is more of a serious action movie, there is some humor in this that I really liked. I thought that was really good on that there. Oh, and I also want to mention, almost completely forgot about this actor, Andrew Robinson. The name may or may not sound familiar. He's in the first Hellraiser as the father, the brother to Frank. He also dies in Child's Play 3. A surprise. On to the negatives. I don't got too many, which is actually good on that here. So on to the negatives. Okay, I should have mentioned that there's going to be some spoilers. This movie's over 30 years old. I don't know if I need to say it, but I should have mentioned that before there. So there's a couple scenes in here where there's guys in a warehouse, maybe even women too, clinging axes together, and it just, I don't know, it just really wasn't my thing, honestly. Like, it just felt out of place in the movie there. Yes, they do use axes as a weapon. Hell, there's even one character that tries to kill Stallone with an axe in his own apartment. That didn't, of course, work out, though. But it just didn't, for me, it didn't make any sense. Also, with the villain here. Okay, I love the villain for who he is. It's not his fault. It's the way that it's written. This is also written by Sylvester Stallone. Okay, this is where some of the spoilers is really going to come in here. The last act, your character, your villain, really doesn't talk much in this movie. He's almost like a silent villain, but it works. It really works out till the end. He starts talking, and the thing was with his dialogue, about 7 times in this movie, because I counted, he uses the word pig in like a few minutes. Something like, let's bleed, pig. I want your eyes, pig. Let's go to hell, pig. Pig, 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 pig. Yes, we get it. I hated the action scene at the end. I actually hated the way your villain dies by getting himself burned up and all that. Like, they're like in this like factory, and he gets himself hooked up on like a big metal, like Stallone puts his villain on one of these hooks, pushes these hooks into like flames. I'm not too sure exactly what kind of factory it was. And he goes right in and he burns himself. And that's pretty much the end of the movie there. And I really didn't like the way he died. I'm not saying that, every movie needs to be perfect on, your story, your character development, and, the way your villain dies or something like that. But this is definitely one of the more weaker villain deaths, especially for the 1980s. Now, my rating for this one is going to be 3 out of 4 stars. I still enjoy this movie for what it was, even with a little bit of those negatives there. Okay, so what did you think about the movie Cobra? If you've seen it, give me a comment down below. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet, please subscribe. Give me a like if you liked it or not. And do you agree or disagree with what I said on here? I definitely would be curious, have a little conversation down below. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching one of my movie reviews. And as always, stay awesome.